Excuse me.
Hey everyone, welcome to the P.S.F.L podcast. We're going to run the Super Bowl today, and before that, we're going to talk about the matchups a little bit. Joining me again are Stuart and Santoro. Stuart, how are you doing today?
I hate morning, but I prefer that we're doing this in the morning. How are you?
I'm quite well. I'm ready to get this game over with. Santoro, how are you doing?
Oops, I had
Yes.
some feedback. Sorry.
Okay. So I'm very excited about the game that we will have now, but I'm very worried about the team you have. So let's see what happens there.
You just won Super Bowl in P2P, didn't you? Back to back. Congratulations.
Yeah, it looks like thanks to Stuart, who
I was gonna say that
didn't
should have
beat
been the
me
team.
before the Super Bowl. So thanks to Stuart. Thank you.
I'm still smarting from that loss. I still don't know how that game. Like I lost that game.
Always so helpful, Stuart.
I try my best, but no, the Lions should have been there, and the Lions should have won. So.
All right. Should we start by taking a look at this Bengals roster? I guess it's alphabetical and all that. Uh, Obviously, we can look at the dashboard real quick. First in the league in points per game, first in the league in yards per game, first in the league in passing yards, seventh in rushing yards, 10th best defense by points allowed, but 20th in yards, 23rd ranked pass defense by yards, and 15th rushing yards. I mean, I think when you see a high-powered offense like that, you tend to give up a few more passing yards just because the other team's playing catch-up all the time. So maybe that's less of a concern than it might be on some other rosters, but kind of the one iffy number I see. What about Stuart? What's your take on this Bengals team here?
Oh my goodness, the Bengals team is loaded. They really how anyone let Khalil Mack and Zach Martin. I'm ashamed of myself that I even let this happen. Go to the Bengals at only 350K on 1-year contracts. Oh my God, that was just two huge steals for them. Though they are in the last year of Joe Burrow and Jesse Bates, unless I haven't looked to see if they get extended. But and again, big names there that are really going to be helpful for them.
I think Burrow's getting tagged as soon as the sim's over, right, Santoro?
Yeah. So we are in talking with him continuously. So we offered him like contracts 20 times, but he said more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. I don't think we have that much money, but yeah, of course we can always franchise tag him if he will not sign the current offer in the Super Bowl halftime, or I don't know when, but it would be really great if he just stays with the contract, and it would be better not to franchise tag him. But if he would like to not sign it, I will franchise tag him for sure.
All right, so Santoro, let's take a little look at your history with this team. You've been the only GM. So even that year before we didn't actually, the first year we ran without anybody in it, you were still the division champions. Oh, this team was. So far you've been conference champions, made it to the Super Bowl, lost to the 49ers. And then last year you had kind of an early exit given your roster. You were just division champions. So
Yeah, we
how
lost. So we lost against the Miami Dolphins, the Super Bowl champions. So that's also something that I can accept. And now, of course, we are playing with you, the Vikings, who is also really stacked. I think we will speak the Vikings about later, but I think it would be also not a very big surprise for me if we just again will be at the end of the season as a conference champions there.
Yeah. So I guess how did you approach this last off season? What changed with your team? How does it feel any different, or are you pretty much just running it back?
So last off season, I just tried to make a room for Burrow's new contract, which is not there yet. So I just try to figuring out which players I should trade, cut, or move, and which players I can acquire, because there will be Burrow's contract about 30 million, and my goal was to make room for him. And all of the off-season moves I make and all of the season moves I made this year was was for the next year's plan. So I did not plan for this year for sure that much for salary cap wise, but I was also I had an eye or two basically for next year's salary cap and how to be under salary cap there. And I would say that we were able to extend all of the most needed players that we got, but of course, just not Burrow. So it would be an interesting season or off season, because if we just franchise tag Burrow, we will have some money like 4 or 5 million. If he signed the contract now, then we will have some money about 2 millions under the cap. So I think that the team is ready for even next year. So even if I do not make any off-season moves, it will be just okay for next year as well, because all of the moves I make and contracts was just basically the planning for next year's already. So that's how I can summarize my actions during the season and off-season.
All right. So, Stuart, I assume you've looked through the rosters a little bit here. If you had to point out a weakness on this Bengals team, what would it be? If you were in my shoes, what would you be trying to exploit?
Well, it's hard to exploit anything. But honestly, their defense is not, like I said, it's a bend but don't break defense. I mean, they're only 15 in the rush. They're 23rd in pass. I would be throwing the ball a lot more than I normally would. I probably would want to throw a lot underneath passes because I would want to get the ball in the hands of some playmakers and let them run. I don't think this is a defense where you could really throw long on. I think this is one that it's all underneath plays. And because if you notice, their points against, it's only 10th in the league. So they're really doing well in the red zone. And it gets real tight down there. So it's a way to figure out how to punch it in from 20 yards in.
That's a strong observation. Unfortunately for me, underneath passing has not been my strong suit this season. So it might not prove to be a great matchup.
Do you want my Rams from the P.S.F.L? That's what we specialize in.
Yeah, I don't. I want to forget about that team if I can. The team was a nightmare for me. My last Super Bowl appearance, not so pretty. Yeah, and I think if you just look at the roster, you can kind of see that, like, really great safeties, fairly strong CBs, but not great CBs, and then maybe a little bit of I mean, I guess I wouldn't say weakness at linebacker, but not the greatest depth at linebacker. Though if you look past the overall, they seem pretty solid.
Yeah, so
Santor,
basically, sorry, I just would like to add that I planned one more move before the trade deadline, but I was never able to push it forward, because I would like to acquire one more linebacker for the season. So that it is what it is.
all right. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to say about this Bengals team here? I mean, I think everybody knows they're elite.
This Bengals team, as Santoro said, there's really not a lot that this team needs to do. This team is going to be back year after year after year. Not only is the team in good shape in terms of their players, but they have the vast majority of their players under the age of 29. And I think they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players on their entire team that's above the age 29. So this team is still on the rise, and it's scary.
Yeah, I think it's fun to point out, and it's mind blowing that technically this has been their worst season. The previous 2 years they went 15-2 and 16-1. So at 14-3, this is almost a slump year for the Bengals. All right, so I guess maybe move on to the Vikings then, and they'll have quite a bit of contrast here, I think. All right, this is my roster and my dashboard. Obviously, as you can see, uh, not quite as highly ranked statistically as the Bengals are in any category. Second to them in yards and passing yards, though.
I was going to say your defense is better. I mean, over at least in terms of the passing and rushing against, not and the points against. So your issue is more defending with the long passes.
Yeah. Well, the Bengals are pretty good at long passing. I would like to say this is actually the first playoff game where I've had most of my key defensive players healthy. In the early parts of the playoffs, Miles Jack, my best linebacker, was out, and then for the game against the Packers, Mike Ford, arguably my best cornerback, was out of the game. So, kind of excited about being slightly healthy, assuming all the probable guys play. I don't know. Stuart, do you want to? I hate to talk about my own team too much. What would you say about my roster? How do you think it compares to the Bengals?
In my opinion, it's a lot weaker. If you look at it, just overall, you have essentially a no-name quarterback who's developing. I mean, not that Van Davis is a bad quarterback. He isn't. He's got some great stats: 96 arm, 80 int, 80 accuracy, even a 64 speed. But he's still a rookie. And it's going to take him some time to develop, but he's going to be a scary one, and I don't want to see him that much, even though I'll see him twice a year. In terms of the running game, you do have Breida, who is, probably at the peak of his career and probably going to start seeing some slumping next year. So, the running back position is something probably that needs to be addressed in the next year or two for you. Let me take a look at the offensive line here. Offensive line is pretty balanced, but again, you're looking at your best players 31 and frankly the guard position looks like you could blow through a little bit as a defensive line. The tackles are very solid. Wide receivers, yeah, good array of wide receivers. So you got plenty of people to throw the ball to. And I think that you could play the underneath game, especially with some of those speeds that you have with Justin Jefferson and William Groves. There's a lot of ability there. I mean, I would be using Jefferson quite a bit in this game to offset those linebackers from Cincinnati. But I mean, it's a solid team, but there's nothing that makes you say, wow, this team is, a Super Bowl contender, etc. But obviously there's been some smart game planning and there's been some good results. Now, again, some of it, as you say, might be due to the fact that they've had some odd injuries all year. But again, very solid team. It is a deserving team to be here. Although, they lost to the Lions and beat them only by 1 point. So, I mean, yeah, I'm just going to say that. And the Lions didn't make the playoffs. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, I mean, my team was 11-6 this year. And you say deserving team. I really am surprised to even be this far at all. I think like if you even just look back at the Packers game, the FC Championship game, I had to complete 2 separate crazy 3rd and longs in order to win that game in the 4th quarter. So I think
I honestly, I thought, and if you might recall, my prediction was Green Bay. So I mean, this is a bit of a surprise to me. But the NFC North. I mean, if you look across the board, I mean, I think everyone split basically 3-3. I mean, I know you did. So it's a tough division. I mean, any team coming out of the NFC North is going to be a pain in the butt to deal with from the AFC. So we'll see.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good rosters here that maybe would have given the Bengals more of a tough time. Stuart, if you want to provide even more analysis since you're the impartial person here, if you were Santoro, how would you be looking to exploit this Vikings team?
I would be on this particular Vikings team. I would probably be doing medium to long passing. The run defense is okay, but they're kind of a veer in some ways. I mean, the Vikings throw the ball around a lot, and they're the number 2 yardage, and I think Cincinnati's number 1. Neither, while they both run the ball, again, it looks like to me that Cincinnati runs it better. But yeah, I would be taking some shots downfield on this Minnesota team. But again, still spreading the ball around, getting in different areas so that the Vikings can't really predict where it's coming from.
I think that's good. I mean, Stewart is, as most people listening probably know, one of the better game planners in the league. So I wish he was running my team for me this 1 week, I'd have to say. Santoro, anything you want to add about the matchup?
Yeah, so I just heard what Stuart said about Davis, but I do not understand that because I'm a really big fan of Davis. And I also mentioned you in the off season after you drafted him that he will be something different. And the team is very different with him. So if he's under center, you can beat, I think, every team in the league, even the Bengals or 49ers or Miami or Denver or even the Lions one day. So I don't think if you are said that your team is not from fantastic players, but
you be careful what you say about the Lions.
yeah, of course. So I don't think that the GM the GM should be very great if he just in the Super Bowl with a team not that stacked, I would say, but I would not say that the Vikings players are not great because I just watched some of the games where in the playoffs where they just beat better and better teams. So I do not think they are the underdogs really here. So I just would like to add I'm very worried about these Vikings because with Davis they can achieve anything.
Well, if Draft Day Sports is any indication, you're favored by 5.5 points. So
yeah, but of course the Packers was even more favorite against you, so it's an easier matchup for you than the Packers was. So
I don't know about that.
So even there you were able to win even against 49ers. I'm not aware which was the line, but there you also won. So I don't see a reason why you can't win 4 in a row. So that's why I think I'm really worried about the team that you have now, and also Davis is someone who can really make a difference here in the first year.
All right, should we go ahead and start the game then?
Just one reminder, though: the Bengals have already beaten the Vikings 41-31 in the regular season.
That's true. That's actually a good thing to bring up.
And the Bengals over the years have beaten the Vikings both times that they faced them. So maybe this time, third time's a charm, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a really bad record against the Bengals, as you pointed out. I think they've whomped me. I think this was the closest game we've had was this season. So we should have looked at that box score. But 20 minutes is probably more than enough prelude. I'm ready to rip the Band-Aid off here and start building for next year.
Just as long as the Lions beat you, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Hey, I thought I was in a rebuild this season. So I was shocked to be here at all. I don't think very many teams that are 11-6 make it this far. So I'll call that a win.
Like I said, the NFC North is no joke. So 11-6 there is probably 13-4 elsewhere.
All right, I'm going to sim the game here. And I'm going to save the file real quick. No takesies backsies. And let's go ahead and watch it. I'll dial the speed down just a titch. It runs so fast you can't tell what's going on. Let me know if you guys think it's too fast or too slow. Looks like the Bengals won the toss. Delightful. Dan Chisno was a Viking, by the way. Santoro and I traded. He seemed to be happy with him. Hey, Michael Pierce sack for 6 yards.
Well, that's a good way to stop Burrows. Make sure he can't throw it.
What if there's a way to turn the volume off here? I don't think there is now. I'm sorry. Should have done that ahead of time. We're going to have to deal with the sound effects.
And there's another sack. So, yeah, this is a good start for Minnesota. It's about what you want.
Yeah, I'll take it. But that was a really good punt. And
yeah, my
negative
punter
return.
just, I think it is the longest punt of the year from him, so it's a lot.
Yay.
But I see that Santoro took my advice to throw long, and unfortunately, so far it's gone to a couple of sacks.
That was a crazy catch in traffic.
Well, throwing. Oh, look, there we go. Running the ball. Wow. Mixing it up. But again, this is not the area where the Bengals thrive on defense. You got to wait till they get within the 20.
Well, and they're so high powered, it doesn't matter if I go up here. I mean, there's a lot of game left. Going for it on 4th and 4.
Well, it makes sense at the 38-yard line.
Oh, an incomplete.
It's kind of an awkward
that's
place to be on the field. So far, Burrow hasn't completed anything. So let's run the ball. Okay.
Nothing wrong with an 8-yard run. Yeah, that's
there it is. Touchdown. Nope.
broken up.
I'm surprised that the defenses have done this well so far because, like I said, these two teams have high-powered offenses. And
oh, my tackle just injured, so that's not good news for us.
Touchdown. All that seemingly good defense for nothing.
it's early yet. Your running game's working real well, though. Oh, look at that.
Oh, he's gone.
That's a touchdown.
Yeah, it's an easy game.
Throw the ball, catch the ball, run the ball.
Blocking really is what made the play there. Man, those end around.
Santoro's really running left hard today on you. That's a completion. I was going to say that was wide open. And a penalty.
Looks like we're going to have the track meet after all.
That's what I expected. But
on, interception.
Not with these two
Touchdown.
teams.
Yeah, the former Viking. She's saying that.
Man, my special
Oh, that's bad. Someone thought he could run the ball. Wide open. Oh, he couldn't get it. Oh, he's through too late.
This is looking bad. I'm going to be down 2 scores here. Yep.
Yeah. That's you're throwing the ball too late there, Davis. Oh, and a bad punt.
Special teams is killing me.
Second quarter.
This almost needs to be a stop with the Bengals offense is. I don't think I'm catching up from behind 2 scores. This end around is like the only play you're running.
And he's running both sides.
Yeah, but I think I have other plays in my playbook. At least I set some other plays in.
Yeah, but why stop doing what's working, right? We got freeze. Oh. Touchdown. Now the Vikings need to score here.
A lot of people are going to have their pick'ems right. Is it possible to score 2 touchdowns in one drive? Is that a known glitch?
I don't think so.
Von Bell is just having a game. You need to stop throwing over there. There's some chunk yardage.
I just noticed looking at the pick'ems that one person did a vomit.
Yeah, Parm. He was pretty angry that I beat him. I probably should be. I don't think I was the favorite in that game. And now they're going to kick the field goal because Wolverine logic. Yep.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think pro teams would do the same thing because you still a field goal and a touchdown away with a 2-point conversion. I don't really think that's horrible logic. It's also way too early in the game. There's the sack again. Burrow holding on to the ball a little too long.
Now Pierce is playing a game.
It's a surprising place to run the ball. Oh, there he goes. Yep. Like I said, those corners. Yeah, this is going to be, that's a 4th sack. I mean, Burrow's got to be getting tired of seeing turf.
Well, I'm pretty much need him to be injured if I'm going to come back in this game. So maybe I'll get some luck here.
You going to break his leg?
I don't think that's an option, but it would have been helpful. Hey, a stop.
Hey, you needed that.
And the touchback instead of a loss of yards on the run back.
There you go.
Oh.
And that's not good for you. That's going to hurt. Can't take an 11-yard sack when you're behind. He's looking. Yep, got it over a linebacker. And a penalty. Neutral zone infraction. All right. There you go, Vikings. He's got wide.
Ah,
Oh, he had wide on the other side.
yep.
It's a youngster. What are you gonna do? Oh, I didn't see that getting broken up, but okay.
Nope.
No, that's 84 was wide open.
There were some bad decisions by the quarterback there.
Yeah.
That was a wasted stop.
Well, no stop is a wasted stop, but it's certainly going to make it harder because you got to get more stops, and the Bengals are hard to stop.
I'm surprised we've had the two.
Wide open. Oh, the wrong player again. The quarterback's not seeing open people downfield.
Oh, penalty on Cincinnati there.
Oh, a holding for third down.
Yeah, well, it's holding occurs on those running plays. Why the hell are you running on 3rd and 11, Santoro?
Basically, it's a good question.
49 seconds. Gonna need some magic here.
Well, here we go. Wide open.
Oh, they're breaking up all these wide open passes somehow.
Again.
And out of bounds.
First down. Stop the clock.
Can we get a field goal here?
Timeout called by Minnesota. 3 seconds left. Hail Mary. Why are you running it? 3 seconds left in the game.
Terrible.
Were you trying to surprise him there, Zim?
I guess. That was brutal. That was a horrible call.
It's terrible. Stop throwing long. It's not what you do against Cincinnati.
There's going to be a crazy number of breakups.
Yeah, there's a lot of pass defenders. Yeah, Cincinnati's just going to turn the ball.
Yeah, I'm going to need a turnover or something here if I'm going to even try to get back in this game.
Santoro doesn't believe in middle passes. I'm like watching this, and it's like there is not one medium pass from Santoro. Not one. It's all longer runs. Touchdown.
Yeah.
That, my friend, is probably the end of the game.
It's too early, I think, to call it a game because it's still the third quarter.
I don't think it's too early to call it, but we'll see.
No, I don't think the Vikings have the power to get 18 points and hold the Bengals. They just don't.
Yeah, but they got Van Davis, and they can throw 80, 90 yards plus as well. So I don't think it's over. I'm mentioning this.
If I'm the Bengals, I'm blitzing every single down right now.
I mean, Davis hasn't really completed very many passes in this game.
No. Well, I think that – oh, wow. There you go. I do think, though, that the play calling is for the Vikings is off. So they got somebody. It froze. I didn't see what happened. It was probably a breakup.
No, it was just incomplete underneath.
Well, there's an underneath path. That's the one that should have been throwing. Well, I will say this. If you manage to come back to them, it'll be a comeback of comebacks. 18 points down in 7 minutes left in the third quarter. It'll be impressive.
Khalil Mack, just a monster.
Yeah, well, like I said at the beginning, Khalil Mack was a steal for Santoro. How he got him for $350K, I will not know.
He was a claim. And he'll do another field goal. And it's
No
missed.
good.
Oh,
Oh, that's brutal. I mean,
Can't
that
buy a
you
vowel.
needed that. You needed that field goal. But it's interesting that Santoro got Khalil Mack and who was the other one I pointed out for like $350K on a claim. Doesn't that go harken back to last week when we were talking about how to build a team like with the Lions and what to do? It's exactly what he did, except he did it with a team that's already successful. Get some of those older dudes for cheap because people are too interested in long term sometimes.
And the name of the game is finding value.
Yep. Oh, how did that go incomplete? I don't know. There it is. That is, if it wasn't the game before, it is now. There is no coming back from 35-10.
Now my special teams is looking better. A little too late.
That was a nice run. Yeah, now you're just running the ball. That's interesting.
Well, you're down by 25 points. That's when you start running.
Well, I mean, if you're expecting blitzes, it's not a bad call. I mean, if you could get through, you got a lot of running room. Problem is that you need a lot of points fast.
And they're going to punt here. Nope. Run.
It's quarter. Yep, there's the run.
Oh!
Now. Yeah, like I said, running is not necessarily a bad call, but you're already 25 points down. It's a little hard.
4th and 7, it's a bad call.
Well, apparently not on that draw. So. You are having success on the ground against the Bengals. Not so much in the air, but definitely on the ground.
Should have run more early.
I guess so. There's a touchdown. Is there enough game left for you to run the ball that many times?
All right, Santoro, tell you what, we'll just start the sim over again, but I'll quick change my export. And
Okay, sounds good.
That's confidence right there.
Oh, God, wide open. Your team has not learned how to cover long at all.
It's funny, that's our defensive focus, too. I mean,
yeah, but
everything I could to try and stop those long balls.
Yeah, well, I mean, like your corners just don't have it. I mean, I know what somebody's concentrating on next season in terms of getting players fast corners.
What was your prediction to the game, Timur? 42,
I thought you'd win.
24?
Yeah, I think that was my prediction, yeah.
I don't think I actually put a prediction in for the game. I knew it was going to be a racetrack, but that's it. But I didn't think it'd be this bad. Well, I said to be killed, but I didn't think it'd be this. Well, this is about right, actually. 42-17.
And punting badly. It's too late to punt.
Mm-hmm. This is where the Vikings have said, we give up.
Seems like it. I need to start like collecting pick sixes or something.
I don't understand why Bengals are throwing the ball at this point, but okay.
Well,
you got to rub it in.
Yeah, that's the usual punt we see here in Cincinnati, the 30-yarder one. That's usual. So That's the one the fans like a lot.
Have you at all been throwing to running backs at Zim? It looks like everything's been over to wide receivers.
Yeah, actually, Breda is has some of the best numbers for receiving yards.
Yeah, just in this particular game, I haven't seen it a lot. There we go.
Well, there's one.
Yeah.
Well, I part of that is just what plays get drawn, and then
yeah, I know.
Selected. It's kind of unfortunate how hard it is to control that kind of stuff in these games.
Yeah.
Well, here's the offense I should have had earlier.
Yeah, but the Bengals are playing soft. I mean, and there's no reason for them to play, hard. They're just trying to steal time at this point. I mean, 3 minutes left in the game. Oh, and you recovered an onside kick. Look at you.
Probably too little too late, though.
Yeah, but look at that run.
Yep.
Interesting.
This would be the comeback of the century.
It really would. I mean, it really would. Look at that. The running game again. The running game is really working for you.
Cover a couple onside kicks, though.
Yeah, well, and miracles happen, right?
Do they?
I don't know.
I've already used all my miracles beating Green Bay and 49ers.
Oh, look at that touchdown. There you go. You're back in within one score. Oh, no. Sorry, I can't add. It's 11 points. So 2 scores. Yeah, you didn't get that onside kick.
No. I think that's the game.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals will be able to kill it.
Well, you made it look better on the scoreboard.
All it did was make my prediction wrong. Even worse.
Well, I mean, this is, again, last time you lost them 41-31. Now it's 42-31. So, I mean, hey, and there's something to be said about that. Bengals scored an extra point.
Damn, Stuart, you're cold. That's the end of the game.
It's almost a repeat.
Yep.
Well, Santoro 2 Super Bowls back to back.
No, it's not back to back. Last
year,
I mean,
PTP in this one.
yeah, it's a great weekend for my fantasy teams, I would say. Yeah, but
congratulations, Santoro.
But if we just check the stats, we passed the lot, and we just only get 238 yards, which is not much. But Burrow has 4 TDs, and he even played good. So of course Davis had a down game as well, but Burrow was also on 50% on the completion rate. So it was not the QB's Super Bowl, I would say.
No, it definitely looks like an interesting game on the box score. More interesting than it was.
Yeah, and the rushing games, it was fantastic. 160 yards from you and 200 from me. That's a really lot from both teams.
Pretty much all from your wide receivers, though. Sanders had a pretty good game. Well, that's it. There we have it. Oh, did we lose the stream? Oh, there we are.
Can we check if Burrow signed the contract or not?
Yeah. Nope.
No? Oh. Nice. Okay.
Sorry about that, Santoro.
No problem. We will just franchise tag him. Thank you for the game. I would also be very happy if you would want that, as I shared with you earlier that it was an honor to play with you the final, and it would be really great if we could both win. But it is what it is. I would be really happy if you won, because I really like the team, the Davis, and also the job that you make during the whole season. I think it was remarkable. You plan to just tank a bit and concentrate on the future. And now you were in the Super Bowl, so, and of course Davis was a rookie now, so next year he will be even scarier. And if his percentage rate in Super Bowl will go up, I think you can cause problem to any defense, problem. So I think it is not the last time we see the Vikings in the Super Bowl in the coming years.
We'll see about that. Well, I think the better team definitely won today, so that's some consolation. All right, I'm going to advance and set up the awards real quick here, guys. And who do you guys think should win the playoff MVP this year? You happy with Joe Burrow, I assume?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I mean, yeah, he was great, but he was better last year, so I'm not even sure. I think the MVP was Burrow, or not Burrow, sorry, Davis, because they were able to be in the Super Bowl with a, at least we thought, with not a Super Bowl caliber team. So I think it should be Davis for the whole playoff. Of course, he had a down game in Super Bowl, but it's just a rookie mistake, and I think he would deserve to be MVP. I'm not sure if Stuart agrees or.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, you passed him several times. Go back up.
Oh, I'm looking for Tyreek Hill for the offensive MVP.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, Davis certainly did a heck of a job. I mean, he's having a rookie year. I mean, that got him to the Super Bowl. I mean, there's on and off moments, but you expect that with a rookie. I mean, Burrow's amazing.
I think we'll just leave it where it is. I don't think there's any reason to change it if the game thinks it's Burrow. I think that's a fair choice. I mean,
Okay.
we could look at the playoff specific stats if we want to here. I guess Davis had a statistically better playoffs.
Yeah,
that's why I think it should be him, because
I think Santoro's probably right. Yeah, but the problem is like in real life that they usually give it to the Super Bowl winning QB.
that's the
I don't
case
think
in
there's any
99%.
reason to change it. I think if you win the Super Bowl, you might deserve the playoff MVP. All right, so that does it. I'm going to upload the file here.
Yeah, so thank you guys to give Burrow the MVP. Then he deserved much more money now than before.
I'm looking forward to stealing Burrow for you in a couple years. No, I've got Jordan Love, so we're working with him, trying to figure him out, and every year he's getting better. So that we'll see what we do with him next year.
Congratulations again, Santoro. I think that's a crazy number of Super Bowls to win in one weekend.
Yeah,
that's not even possible in real life.
Yeah, you can only win one. So
yeah,
to win two is actually great. So thank you again for everything. Then you taught me the game well. So I would like to thank you for to win also, because it's a win also. So it's basically, it could not happen without you and Yeti and Zach's help. So I would never be in the Super Bowl and playoff even without your help in earlier stages. So thank you again for everyone for the help.
Yeah. All right, Stuart. Now I can focus on the regular season next year. I'm going to specifically just build to kill your Lions. I'm not even worried about the playoffs. all in on the anti-Lions system.
What system do I even use? I mean, I change so often.
That's a good point. I don't know. Maybe I'll just fold all the other games just so that I'll go 2-15, and then you'll know that you lost to the team that didn't beat anybody else twice.
Yeah. It reminds me of Super Bowl 16. I actually was there. And it was the Bengals and the 49ers. Mm-hmm. And there I was at the Silverdome. Yeah, back in the old days when Pontiac Silverdome was still a Lions thing. And I remember very clearly some guy shouting out that the Lions should be the Super Bowl champions because they beat both the Bengals and the 49ers that year. That was in the days when the Lions won on Thanksgiving game, no matter how bad we were. We won on Thanksgiving Day. And it was funny because I think we were like 6 and like 10 that year or something. I don't remember what it was in Super Bowl 16. I just remember on that bus ride home laughing my butt off that Lions should be the Super Bowl champions because they beat both of those teams that year. But yeah. So I feel you there, Zim. I feel you.
Yeah, well, the Lions might actually be good in real life this year. That'll be interesting. I've never
I
seen that
am
in my
really,
lifetime.
I mean, I have never, I've lived in Michigan all my life, and I have, it was funny. I was talking at softball, and I have never heard so many people drinking the Kool-Aid for the Lions ever in my life. I mean, I think the last time we had this kind of excitement is when we had Barry and Megatron on our team. It's just there's an all-time high of optimism about the Lions right now, and we are so excited. I mean, Campbell has I don't think anyone expected him to turn this team around in 2 years, but it really has. And watching my Wolverine Jeff Hutchinson eating up offensive lines is always fun. Because I watched them on Saturdays because I have season tickets to my Wolverines. But yeah, I am really I'm really excited to see what the Lions can do. I think the game against the Chiefs on the opening game is going to tell a lot. And from what I hear, everyone's kind of predicting we're going to lose by one, touchdown or so. And all of us in Detroit here are kind of like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So we'll see what we do with Mahomes. It'll be interesting. I would love to win that game. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Lions are probably another year away from the Super Bowl. But wow, I mean, we have a real team now. We have a real secondary. I'm not sure what to do with this. Still weak at linebacker though. I mean, we have Rodriguez is real good. And of course, we drafted Campbell out of Iowa, but he's a rookie. Anzalone's getting old. I don't know how he survived this long, but the team is starting to shape up. I do question how well we're going to be on defense. I think our offense is going to be lights out. I mean, we just run the ball down people's throats. I mean, and now we've got Montgomery, and we got all of a sudden I can't remember our draft pick. What's the guy's name from first round draft pick, and I can't remember his name.
Is his last name Reach? First name Over?
No. No. Well, the Lions, it's interesting because, you look at the NFL today and it's built as a pass first offense, right? And it's built as, a lot of DBs to stop, those passes because God forbid you even touch a wide receiver right now. And the Lions have gone the other direction, complete old school. And so these defensive lines, which are used to just kind of like, trying to get through or just holding it up so that, getting an arm up to knock down a pass, are not doing well against the Lions, and the Lions are just running over people. So, I mean, if the offense that you're looking for, and Campbell and Holmes are old school guys, if the offense that you're looking for is basically a circa 1980, 1990 offense, the Lions are building it real well. And it looks like, to me at least, that the Lions are, by going against the grain, are going to be really difficult to stop. Now that defense, again, I'm still worried about it, despite we had some great free agency acquisitions. I mean, really great, but the defense still, I'm not sold on Terry Austin as a defensive coordinator. I mean, he liked Okuda. I was so glad to get rid of him. Ugh, any Ohio State product, get rid of him. Although we still have Taylor Decker, so and he's actually good, so we won't say that much. But Buckeyes are evil. Let's face facts. Buckeyes are evil.
No bias there. They're just evil.
Yeah, they're just evil. I mean, But I mean, we took a tight end from Iowa. We took a linebacker from Iowa, and the defenses at Iowa are just phenomenal. And the tight ends at Iowa, just like at Michigan, are amazing. So I mean, we got the best two there, and then we got God damn it, I can't remember the running back's name from the first round draft pick. I mean, he's a scat back. I mean, it's actually going to be interesting with all the weapons we have now. What that offense is going to look like. I don't know how anyone stops it in the modern NFL. I really don't. The defense, though, I think we're going to still have a lot of shootouts, unfortunately.
All right. Well, that's the wrap on the third season here. So the 2025 season, I think Zach is actually planning to advance the file and flip it over late tonight. So if anybody wants a copy of The Last Bin, which I highly suggest you grab it and save it, you want to get that done today. And we'll open the trade office after the file is flipped, and we can start all this crazy offseason nonsense. That's probably the most fun part of the season.
I don't know. I don't trade much. It's all perspective.
Santoro, congratulations again on winning a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls in 2 different leagues in back-to-back days.
Thank you, guys.
It's
really great to be here and to be a champion here as well.
Maybe you'll lose. Maybe you'll beat Stewart in the Super Bowl next year. That'll be nice.
Ow! Oh! You just know how to hurt me, don't you?
If we play in the NFC Championship next year, I might throw it just so you can get chipped up by the Bengals like I did.
It's like in WWPF, I get to the Super Bowl like every other year, and then I lose to Peter, and it drives me crazy. I'm just like, it's the only league that I've stayed being another team other than the Lions because I refuse to give up my 49ers because they have not yet won the Super Bowl.
Well, I think we'll call it a wrap on the broadcast here. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for watching our Super Bowl, and good luck next season.
Yep. Good luck, guys.
Good luck, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.